I'm taking a break from the usual painting videos for this Moonstone Monday as I just couldn't wait to open some new characters to add to the collection. So in this video, we'll be having a look at Boris the Bunny Summoner and talking about how you can add new characters to the starter set. You may have seen it already, the Life and Death Struggle Moonstone starter set. This is the second starter set that's available, so you can get two different ones, but I think this is fantastic as it includes the new Shades of Moonreach. I've already painted some miniatures from the collection, done a full unboxing of that, so that's available on the channel if you'd like to check it out. But now, I thought we could talk about adding some new characters to our collection and see what options we have to expand our troupe. So the starter set's great. It's got the Fawns and the Shades of Moonreach, which I think are two great factions to include, and some fantastic new and older sculpts, and together they're going to be really fun to play. And the idea with this whole Moonstone Monday series is we're building up, getting the starter set ready, getting all these miniatures painted. We'll be diving in and looking at campaign play, and for that you're going to need more miniatures. So as you start getting into the game, learning the lore a lot more, you're going to want more miniatures too, because the range is just awesome. We're going to focus on Boris the Bunny Summoner in this video, but I thought it'd be fun just to have a quick flick through the books just to show you what's available. And once you move on from the starter set, you might want to get this first book that's available. It's got pictures of the characters in there, loads of lore, lots of background for those characters. It's got the rules in there as well, and you're going to get all the rules you need in the starter set, but this just goes into a bit more depth with scenarios. And then towards the back of the book, it's got an excellent section where you can start to really dive in deep, learn about the characters, get a bit of narrative for each one, and then find out exactly what they can do. And this is perfect for when you want to start planning which characters you're going to add to your troupe. And with this second book, The Arising, you're going to get even more characters included. You won't find the Shades of Moonreach in here, but it's got pretty much all the characters up to the release of Shades of Moonreach, and also rules for campaign play, more scenarios, updates to the main rules. But I love this section where you can have a real good look at the different miniatures, and again, towards the back of the book, you can see exactly what they can do. Their character cards are all included, and even on their website they put the character cards, which is perfect again when you want to start planning ahead and seeing which characters and skills they've got that are going to fit in with your style of gameplay. So I'm going to focus on the Fawns in this video, and I've also made a second video for Friday this week where we're going to look at an addition that you can add for Shades. But now let's focus on Boris the Bunny Summoner, which is perfect, I think, to go with the characters that they include in the starter set. And especially because the Jackalope's in there, as you'll see once we start getting Boris out and having a look at his character cards, they are really closely linked together. Here we go then, let's get Boris unboxed, and you can see we've got some fantastic artwork on the front, and it tells us we can use him with the Les Chevault and also with the Commonwealth. This is really nice. A lot of the models can be used within the different factions, which is really fun, but we'll be using them with the Fawns, which are under Les Chevault. On the back you can see exactly what's included. We're going to get these resin miniatures. There's going to be 4 miniatures in here altogether, and let's get them out. As you can see, you get this nice foam protecting the models there, and also the cards as well. Got a couple of bases, well, 4 altogether, and so we'll get those out, have a close look. We'll go through the cards, and we'll also have a look at each card in detail so you can see exactly what the characters do. First up, we've got the bases. Each card's going to tell you which size base to use for the miniature, and in this case they're all 30mm, and you can see they've got this nice recess inside, which I think is really great when you're doing the basing, because you can get a lot of the different fillers and things in there and start to really pile it up and make it look like the character's really immersed in their base. And then you've got the little bunnies here, the murder bunnies. Who doesn't want murder bunnies in their troupe? Awesome. And you've got 3 different poses as well, so each one's got loads of character. And then these are going to come on to play a little bit like, I guess, like the Psychopomps do with the Shades. The same kind of mechanism for bringing them in. Boris isn't going to start with all of these. He's going to introduce them as the game unfolds. Next, we've got the Bunny Summoner himself, Boris, with just 2 pieces to put together. So you'll find with a lot of the miniatures, A lot of them are even just one piece, but many are 2 or 3, so they're not hard to build at all. Little bit of cleanup to do on these resin miniatures, as you would expect. So just go over it with a little blade, trim it up, and then give it a good scrub. I use a bit of soapy water and a soft toothbrush and just clean it up before I put any paint on it. And sometimes you can do that before you glue it together as well, but I tend to just glue it together and then clean it up afterwards. Probably easier to do it on the sprue, but that's just the way I do it. Then we've got the 4 cards, 1 for Boris, 3 for the Murder Bunnies. I'll get those miniatures built so you can see them put together, and then we'll have a look at the cards in detail. Here we go, I've glued them all together, and here's Boris. So he's a wizard, which I think is really fun. I love playing wizards in these kind of skirmish games. So I didn't realise he was a wizard until I did the unboxing, actually, so that's really great. And you can see under here that I've just trimmed it off the sprue, but I've left a couple of the attachments there so I can glue him to the base where he's slightly raised, so I can get a little bit more of woodland bits and pieces in there, some leaves, some rocks, maybe little twigs, that kind of thing. And I've done the same with the Murder Bunnies as well, so they're just raised a little bit off it. I've seen in some of the pictures of these when they're fully painted that they're on actual sticks and rocks and things like that, so you can certainly get them off the sprue completely and then have them raised up. But I thought I'd just leave them on the bases like this and keep the bases pretty simple and nice and flat. Now we're on to Boris the Bunny Summoner's card, and you can see here at the top it tells us he's a fawn and a wizard, and then we've got his statistics, so a melee of 2, range of 2 inch, arcane 4, and evade of 0, and then we can work through and see all the different things he can do in the game. So he's a herd master. First up, Boris is a herd master, and this means that the character gains +1 energy during the replenish step for each friendly murder bunny in play. So you definitely want to summon them in as quick as you can. And then you've got Shepherd's Crook. If this character deals slicing or piercing melee damage, reduce the damage dealt to no damage at all. If this character deals impact melee damage, increase the damage dealt by +1. Those are the passive abilities, so now we're on to the arcane abilities. These are going to be the special abilities that can be taken as actions by discarding the amount of energy that you can see in the brackets. So first up, for Summon a Murder Bunny, that's going to cost Boris 3 energy. He's going to need any number 2 from the colours, and he's going to place a new friendly Murder Bunny in base contact with the character, but the catastrophe here is that he'll suffer 3 wounds if he's caught out. Alright, now we're on to Summon the Jackalope. Here you'll see he needs 5 energy, so you're going to have some other characters in play that can help him boost that energy. And lucky for Boris, as we've just seen previously, he's the Herdmaster, so as long as he can get those Murder Bunnies in play, he can get an extra energy during the replenish step for each friendly Murder Bunny. So that's going to really help him if he wants to summon the Jackalope. And to do that, he's going to need a 3 in any of those colours, green, blue or pink. And then the character himself is going to suffer 3 wounds, but you'll place a new Jackalope in base contact. It has no energy, but is considered a permanent additional character in your troop and may activate this turn. There's a catastrophe as always, and this character will suffer 3 wounds. Place a new friendly Murder Bunny in base contact. So either way, he's going to suffer 3 wounds, and he's either going to get the Jackalope summoned or a Murder Bunny. Right, now we're on to the bottom part here, and you can see how much damage he can take. These are his health boxes. He's got his 4 energy there, and he's going to lose 1 energy quite quickly, but the rest are going to come near the end as we work down towards that heart. At the top, we got a faction symbol, and this will tell us he can play for Leshevolt or Commonwealth. So you've got some nice options. And as we turn it over, we can see Rabbit Punch is the signature move for Boris, and this is an upgrade for Thrust. And you can see that depending on what the opponent plays, that's the damage he's going to do. And then it says here, this attack deals +1 damage for each animal within 4 inches. So if you can get 3 Murder Bunnies close to Boris, he's going to do some pretty good damage during melee. Right, let's have a look at the Murder Bunny cards now. So there's going to be 3 cards, and you can see each one has got a different image of the different poses of those 3 Murder Bunnies, but the cards are exactly the same. At the top, they've got the animal keyword, melee 2, range 1 inch, arcane 0, and evade -1. The bunnies are thralls. They can only come into play when summoned by Boris, and they're not going to activate and can never gain energy. Instead, while Boris is active, these Murder Bunnies can take actions including jog by discarding the required energy on Boris's character, and then reaction steps and go for it can be taken in the same way. Then we've got back in the burrow. You can have up to 3 friendly murder bunnies in play at a time. If a 4th is summoned, you must choose 1 friendly murder bunny to be removed from play. If Boris is slain or removed from play, then this murder bunny character is immediately considered to be slain. We've got weakling, so reduce all melee damage by 1. Harvest actions also cost an extra energy. But look at this, Razor Incisors. If this character plays a rise in attack, increase the damage dealt by +2, which is pretty good for a little character like this. And finally, we've got Hippity. You may move freely over intervening obstacles and models during a jog action, provided bases don't overlap at the end. Then you can see at the bottom there, there's no energy, but they've got 4 wounds that they can take. As we flip over the card, you'll see that there's no signature move, and so there's nothing to worry about there. Nice and simple, and that Razor Incisor is going to do some damage though, so that's pretty cool. But altogether, a real nice set. It's going to be great fun to play these, and I think they're really going to fit in nicely with the characters that are included in that starter set. And you'll see the rest of these painted up real soon. Next week I'm going to be painting one of the characters from Shades faction, and then I'll also get the others completed and ready to go. And then later on in the series I'll be unboxing Eric the Enlightened, a fantastic character that I think will go along with these really well too. You've got lots of options with Leshavult. You can go for the Leshavult Cultists, mix them with the Fawns as well. I'm trying to keep with the Fawn collection mostly, except for Eric, who I'll be adding in. But there are tons of options, as you see in the books. Eric's going to be really fun, though. Just the model itself is amazing. It looks epic when it's painted up and on the tabletop. So I think he's going to be really fun to add to the collection. But if we take another look at the Arising book, you can see we've got Jada on the cover there. As we flick to the miniature gallery, it gives you a real nice look at the different factions, and you can have a real good idea about which models aesthetically you'd like to add to the collection. And then you can go and have a look at the more in focus rules for them in the back of the book too, or check out the cards on the website. I'm really liking the Witches in Time. I think they would be quite fun to try along with the Fawns. And you can see here on the page, we're going to pretty much have those 3, the Jackalope and Boris with the Murder Bunnies. And the other 3 characters you can see there all come in the Wild Things box set. So it wouldn't take much to get all these characters from the Fawn section complete, which I think is going to be really fun. So I'm definitely considering adding those to the collection just to get it completed. But I do like the idea of trying out some of these other ones. We can use some characters that I featured on the channel previously as well. I think it'd be really fun to see how Gump would get along with them and mix in some of the characters from Weirdwood as well. And if you like the look of Gump there, I've done unboxing videos and painting for all these tree folk who just look fantastic. I think these are brilliant characters and really well done models as well. So I think that would be a fun thing to try out. So you could mix in some of the Weirdwood and Gump as well. And then we've got the Witch in Time here. I built these models and never got around to painting them. I've got to get back to get these done because I think the things they can do on the table are fantastic. I've played them unpainted to try them out and they were great fun. So I think these would be really good just as a little trial. But aesthetically, they're not going to go together quite as well as perhaps Gump and his friends there. Alright, that's the video for today, and there's going to be another one on Friday, which I've already made. It's scheduled for Friday, if you want to check that out, and then we're going to be looking more closely at the shades of Moonreach. In particular, we're going to look at the Shady Bunch, so I'll do an unboxing of the Shady Bunch. I think that's going to be a real nice addition to go with the miniatures that are included for the Shades of Moonreach in that starter set. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, join us for what? Freaky Friday, we can call it, an addition to this week's Moonstone videos. There are loads more videos on the channel where I've been painting a lot of these miniatures now from the starter set, and I've done loads of other miniatures from the different factions in the past. There's also a full how to play series and loads more all about Moonstone. If you've got any questions about this set, then please, or anything to do with Moonstone, let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know which faction you like to play the most. I'd love to hear that too. If you haven't played Moonstone before, I definitely recommend checking out the demo games, the How to Play series, and go and have a look at the Moonstone website as well. I'll put links in the description and also the comment so you can go and find out there. They've got some really great things going on with their social media, very interactive, so I think you'll enjoy it. For now though, thanks so much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.